What's going on? We have shot down 4 UFOs potentially within a week?
Because I actually had like 4 people total hit me up that was just like, hey, are we really being attacked by aliens? Like, aliens have been here the whole time, bro.
Divine, entity. Time travelers, bro.
I mean, that's what the creator of The Simpsons is.
U.S. government. Tony, this is your expertise.
This shit is fascinating.
They have, and the thing that's surprising me is why they ain't talking about it more. This should be widespread, number one priority news story out there on all platforms, social media, news outlets, no matter what. And I'm not hearing it. Like, I'm feeling like I got to search for this. So apparently we have shot down 4 UFOs potentially within a week, 8 days, 9 days, something like that. What's going on?
Pretty much what's going on this one, and this is just information I'm giving because I want everybody to critically think. I feel like if I just put instead of saying this is what is happening, this is what I know is out there, maybe you guys can come up with a better conclusion. You know what I mean? So we can put our minds together. Really, when it comes to this and the UFOs, it's just interesting because before that, this is not included with the UFOs. We shot down a Chinese balloon, right?
Right. Now,
here's the tough part. The entire Biden administration was being kind of like, everybody was attacking them because, they didn't take this down earlier. My only issue that I have with that is because me being in my position and how much research I do, I know that North Korea has a satellite that's low orbiting at about 110,000 feet that goes literally from where our nuclear silos are all the way down to Texas. So it's like we've had that happening. But we don't get rid of that satellite. So what's the difference in this? You know what I mean? People making a big deal. And you can hear it on the news. People are like, well, during the Trump administration, this happened and this and that. Doesn't matter the administration. What's happening is it's very interesting. I personally feel opposite of what you feel. I feel like the media blew this up way too much, which is why I made my video. Because I was like, because I actually had like 4 people total hit me up that was just like, hey, are we really being attacked by aliens? I was like, well, first off, how much respect do you have for aliens? Because, nigga, we ain't going to shoot their shit down.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
We're just not going to. Like, they would just, like, stop our shit completely. What's crazy is the way the government is answering questions. John Kirby is answering these questions ridiculously.
They're really tight-lipped.
He said the first balloon was an accident and the last 3 objects were not theirs. How do you respond to that?
We know the first one was Chinese. They admitted it. They claimed it was a weather balloon. We know it's not. These 3, we don't have attribution for right now. We don't know who owns them. So I'm not going to take anybody's word at face value here until we can get a chance to take a look at them. I'm not aware of any plans for that. I have no calls or conversations to read out, but we are deeply concerned.
No notice of propulsion or anything like that. We
that
don't know
part,
how they move
payloads.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here like, okay, that's really, really weird. Me personally, I looked into this because I look at different news publications. There's a lot of news publications out there, especially when it comes to like, outside countries that are not in Russia or China, like Greece and stuff like that. They actually have really good news publications. They're reporting different things. For instance, China, I don't know if you knew, they have a stratospheric force. I don't know if you've heard of that. So basically, how so for us, we have 5, right? We have Army, Navy, Marines,
Coast Guard,
Air Force, Coast Guard, and there's one more, Space Force. Trump with the Space Force.
Yeah.
Space Force.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna have guns in space?
What are you doing with a gun in space?
They do though. They have weaponized like guns in space. Like we literally do now.
That's for when ET
come and knock. Dude in the Suburban got something for you.
Now, me as a conspiracy theorist, I don't actually. It's crazy. Me as a conspiracy theorist, I actually don't believe in UFOs. Like I don't believe in aliens like that. Like I just don't. My belief is crazy. It's nothing to do with that. We're the aliens, actually. Like aliens have been here the whole time. Like we're seated here by them, but that's completely different. But these objects that are up there,
you believe that that Prometheus opening scene, huh?
I believe in the Sumerian tablets, which Prometheus does as well. Yes, I actually believe that like we were seated here, we're here, and they're watching us.
I'm telling y'all right now, I feel like that was one of the best opening scenes in film. Yeah. Like when you watch that and you do your research on it, it's almost like it makes the very beginning of Prometheus.
When he walks out the spaceship,
he walks out and he drinks the whatever that he's supposed to drink. He's basically killing himself, and he disintegrates into the water, and basically, which is Earth. Yeah, and then it, the DNA formulates and it basically turns into that cell, and then that basically insinuates that's where we evolved from, right? Yeah. I think that one of the best representations visually that you could have seen probably on film, where you have to leave yourself open enough to understand your own insignificance on this in this world. I think that's the biggest problem that we have as a human race. We have this arrogance about us, that we are the chosen species, and that it is only us, and we are top of the food chain, and there's nothing above us, type of thing, or if it is above us, it's a more divine, entity, like a god. But then at the same time, if you believe in any of the, if you believe in religion, especially Christianity and stuff, and Catholicism and Islam, we're the focus. We are the basically the image of God's love.
So that's the universe.
So that makes us that also makes us arrogant. That makes us very conceited,
very arrogant
in that aspect, that we are the chosen. We are the symbol of the divine entity's love. So that makes us also very arrogant in that context. When you think about when you create, I think I was having this conversation with someone a while back, and I was saying, when you think about creation, you create something. Think about the first thing you ever made, like whether you drew something, you did some type of artwork, something like that. You created it, pure creation. It's called a rough draft. What happened after you built upon that? Right. I can speak for this when we started this podcast and be doing some of these edits. I've improved from the very beginning. The old shit goes away. That's how a creator thinks. And any creator that you think about, I don't care if you believe in God, or where you say the God is creator, whoever it is, whatever entity you believe that bestowed their seed, that created us, rough draft. If you have any respect for any type of creator, they are going to move on from the creation that they first made, and they're going to build upon that. You cannot think so arrogantly to think that you're the only thing that this creator that you think is so grand made.
Creators, by the way.
Right.
The only reason I say that is because even if you're biblical, if you're religious, even though you only believe in one God, you can't believe in one God. It says it in the Bible. Let us make man in our image. Who the fuck is us and our? That's plural. It's multiple people that did that. So it's crazy. But when it comes to, in terms of this, with the government, with the 4 UFOs, what I think these objects are and why I think these objects have been here. And if anybody has ever watched Bob Lazar interview, it's the most. Oh my God.
You seen
You
it?
can go down a rabbit hole, bro.
Dude,
man, it has you thinking.
I listen to UFO podcasts every day.
Yeah.
And
To
listen
me,
to
it's
that.
absolutely fascinating.
You probably seen the ones that's on Netflix.
I saw Bob
Yeah,
Lazar
yeah,
before,
yeah.
and then I saw him on Joe Rogan. I'm like, he did not just hit this shit 100 for 100.
Yeah.
That's impossible. As a human, you would forget something, or he hit 100 for 100. Like, he literally had the same interview. I'm like, dude, he's telling the truth. You can tell. He's stressed about it. Like, this man doesn't want to tell this. He doesn't give a fuck. He's not getting paid. Like, this man is telling the truth. And like, I think somebody, obviously Bob Lazar was working there, 30 years ago. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing about Bob Lazar. Somebody else has already reverse engineered that shit by now. And here's my thing about that. What we're seeing with these 4 UFOs, this is just my personal opinion. There's no facts on this. I do believe it's other countries. I do believe either it's other people or other countries, because they're actually starting to talk about them. Yeah.
Like testing.
Bro, these are their drones they're using.
Okay.
They're just using drones. And here's the scary part, though. And the reason why I think the U.S. and the media has been blowing this up. I've been talking about this since 6 podcasts ago, that we are in World War III. I feel like they're trying to see what they can get by us. And that's the reason why NORAD has upped their defenses and why they've shot down 4. They never would have shot them 4 down, but now they're like, oh shit, you got a balloon. What else you got? Why? And stratospheric force is what China has now. What that is there's these balloons. And I'm only saying this now because you guys are going to start seeing this in the news later because of the war that's going on in Ukraine. These stratospheric balloons are actually a big deal. These balloons range anywhere from 6,500 feet up to 140,000 feet. So 140,000 feet. So you got to think about it. Why did they range that far? There's a reason. Radar. 100%. So you're going to see this. And here's the thing. I've not seen a single report on this, but I already know where this is going. Bro, they can literally put something on those balloons that can block radar. So we've been talking about what? With the Ukraine and Russia war. Us sending Patriot missiles over to Ukraine. So what happens now? Those Patriot missiles take 90 people to basically, they can't train 90 Ukrainians on how to use a Patriot missile just to stop an ICBM, which is an intercontinental ballistic missile, from going and attacking the city. They can't. It takes too long to train people to do that. But if you had a balloon that could block radar and can jam out that missile before it gets there, you have a whole defense system. And who is trying to take over Taiwan right now? China.
Yeah.
Do you know they have 1,000 of those balloons? Do you know they could just fly those balloons over Taiwan and then send their ground troops over to take over? Just new technology of warfare that we're now starting to see in the media news. That's all it is. And they're going to start using it in Ukraine, and they're going to use it in Taiwan. Taiwan's going to happen within a year. I'm not going to ring the alarm bells yet because Anatoly, I can't think of he's the Russian diplomat in the U.S. Anatoly something. When he leaves, I'm telling you 100%, I will put and bet all my chips on World War III, meaning like nuclear attack sometime soon when he leaves. Because he's like, I mean, I don't know how much Russia really cares about him. I know they might say, hey, well, we're going to bomb shit. Fuck you, bye. I mean, they might say that. But when he leaves, I'm going to get really scared. Actually, I don't know. I might not be able to come on a few shows. Like, I'm being serious about that. That guy leaves, it's a problem.
Oh, let it bomb, bro. We're going to keep this show going. Let it go. Let them missiles go.
Entertain the people.
Yeah, man. We
Right?
live, man.
But that's just, I just think right now, just with the media, it's just, it's a heightened awareness. We've shot 4 more down now since that. I think these things have been going through, because they've been going through Canada, really.
Yeah, that's where the one they just shot down the most recent.
Yeah, and I just think NORAD now is kind of taking things out the ass, and they're really stopping them now. And they're starting to realize, damn, Russia and China actually have these drones. This is crazy. Like, fuck. Like, this. I think that's all it is.
I think we talked about this, man, just a couple weeks back, and it's so fitting sometimes. Sometimes with these things, like you can call it coincidence, but it's not a coincidence, man. We talk about, nuclear threat, especially right now with all these countries. And Christopher Nolan movie Oppenheimer is going to be coming out this summer.
Oh shit!
The man who created the atomic bomb. It's like, come on, man. Like, are y'all playing with us?
Man.
Like, that's almost how I feel like sometimes. I'm like, y'all playing with us.
Yeah.
And it's like that that's so ironic.
The lives we're living right now is a movie, because like the lives, I don't know who it was. Somebody put a TikTok video and they showed the movie, by the way. There's a movie made of a train that wrecked in Ohio, and it sent out chemical fumes that killed the whole population in Ohio. And we just had a train wreck that did that.
Yeah.
How the fuck, like, bro, like this
Time travelers, bro.
I'm like, this needs to stop, because it's too much. That's not a coincidence. Okay, y'all call some shit. Like,
That's what the creator of The Simpsons is.
do you so?
Oh, yeah.
And they said that they predicted that too. Like, I'm like,
Oh,
There's a lot of shit that they
They're
predicted. It's
definitely
almost too detailed.
Yeah.
Like some of the things is too
They
detailed.
don't miss.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
I don't
That's
know,
so
man.
crazy.
That'd be insane. Like, but you think about it. Like, if you was a time traveler, or you had that type of ability. I remember that movie was called Jumper.
Oh,
They were kind of like, some people would do it. Most people would do it discreetly, like, because they wouldn't want to be known
Right.
that they could do this. Like, and so if you was a time traveler, I wouldn't be shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I probably wouldn't tell y'all. Like, just being honest, like, because that's just not something you want out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and then who's gonna believe you? That's the thing.
True, but at the same time, actions is louder than words. So if there's certain things that you're doing that can't be explained unless you did do some type of time travel, then the questions would be answered. Basically, what I'm saying is you would be very discreet.
Not like Steph Curry.
Right.
Jesus.
You would have a little bit more discretion when you in whether using your ability or using the device or whatever means you're using to be able to time travel, whatever the case may be. I feel like you wouldn't be out there like that. It wouldn't be something you'd be advertising.